Salut oameni buni și bine ați venit la episodul numărul 3 din seria Gothic 2 Night of the Raven în limba în limba română. În episodul anterior am terminat cu quest-urile de la ferma lui Lobart, am luat o armură pe care am și dat-o imediat. În schimbul unor monezi de aur, mai mult decât am plătit noi pe ea. Hai să intrăm în oraș fără să ne vadă nimeni. Mă rog, fără să se ia de noi. Că dacă te vede în sneaking și nu intră în dialog cu tine, nu se întâmplă nimic. Perfect, perfect. Asta ca să vă arăt cum să luați 500 experiență. Așa, gratuit. Frumos orașul ăsta aici. Așa, după care să mă apuc de questurile de ucenicie, să văd cum le iau.
I must be crazy. What are you doing here? Did you swim here? That's one way to get past the guards at the city gate.
Don't tell this to anyone.
Hey Larish, you old scoundrel, how did you get here?
I was able to escape to the Valley of Mines just in time, together with Lee and some of the other boys. You remember Lee, don't you?
Logic.
Of course I remember Lee.
I got out of the colony with him then, just after the barrier was destroyed. He and his boys are now on the farm of Onar, the landowner.
Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
He made a deal with the farmer. He and his boys defend the farm, and Onar feeds them in return.
That's what I've always said.
Perfect.
Don't tell this to anyone.
Tell me more about Lee and his mercenaries.
What do you want to know?
How do I find the landowner's farm?
It's quite simple. You leave the seaport by the east gate and then follow the path towards the east. I can take you there if you want.
Mai târziu dacă e. Așa, hai să ieșim acum. Ce fumează, am și o țigară pe aici. Am și o tulpină de iarbă de mlaștină.
Go away, don't tell me. Someone's gonna do it. That's what I've always said. And he works all day too.
Și ne-a apucat moleșeala, ia uite.
These are bad times. Really? How interesting.
Fă-dă banii.
I can't take care of everything for everybody.
Nu durează ceva efectul ăsta, cred că vreo 30 de secunde. Care totul se mișcă în slow motion. Așa, și trebuie să ies în același fel în care am intrat. Și anume să mă furișez. Fără să intre nimeni în dialog cu mine. Cred că ține mai mult de 30 de secunde, cred că e un minut. Iau trebuie ăsta și să întorcea să mă pupe. Ieși, mă.
Hey you! What are you creeping around there for?
Vezi, asta m-a văzut că m-am furișat, dar neintrând în dialog cu mine nu se pune ca și cum ar fi vorbit. Și mă duc până aici și mă întorc. Și acum asta trebuie să mă bagi în seamă.
How? What is it?
Da.
You aren't getting in here, my boy.
Why not?
Looking the way you do, you're sure to cause nothing but trouble here, boy. We got enough rabble in the city. We have no use for people without money.
Și dacă vă aduceți aminte, mi-a spus Lester că pot intra dacă îl mint pe ăsta, că i-a dat niște plante lui Constantino.
I'm bringing some herbs for Constantino, the alchemist.
Really? Then you won't mind showing me what you brought. Looks good. All right, in you go. But don't cause any trouble. Understood?
Gata, șef. Nu da tare, că mă doare. Acum urmează un discurs foarte lung cu...
Halt, stranger. I am Lothar, paladin of the king and humble servant of Innos, your lord. Our
Ziul tău.
commander, Lord Hagen, has entrusted me with the
Te-a
task of
însărcinat.
explaining to all newcomers the new
Te-a
laws which
însărcinat,
apply to
Lord
all
Hagen.
inhabitants of the city.
Since people have started simply vanishing all over this town, everyone needs to watch out that they don't suffer the same fate.
I hardly know what to believe anymore.
Cetățenii orașului pur și
The
simplu dispar.
townspeople are simply disappearing?
Yes, it seems to be more every day. It's most annoying that the militia have still not been able to discover what's behind these strange occurrences. Small wonder that the town's inhabitants are very wary of strangers right now. So don't provoke them when you're in town, understood?
Ei sunt plebi milițienii, de-aia nu sunt în stare să
That's the first I've heard of it.
prindă pe nimeni.
I have an important message for the leader of the paladins.
The Honorable Lord Hagen is not receiving anyone.
Încep să-și
Lord
plouă.
Andre, the commander of the city guard, is responsible for all issues pertaining to the common folk.
Listen, the city is threatened by dragons.
That can't be true. Another lunatic. We have enough unrest in the city as it is. And without some dimwit scaring people with fairy tales about dragons, I immediately locked up the last person who was here telling dragon tales and sent him to the Valley of Mines with the prison transport. So mind your tongue. We can't use anyone here who spreads panic among the people.
Am înțeles, trăiți.
Somebody already reported the dragons here?
Yes. The fellow's name was Diego. I think so, in any case. I warned him just like you. But the lunatic just wouldn't stop getting
Diego,
on my
prietenul
nerves.
nostru din Gothic 1.
I have come to get the Eye of Innos.
The sacred Eye of Innos. How do you know about that? You're not a member of the Order.
A magician told me about it.
I don't know what his motives were when he entrusted one of the secrets of our Order to you. But he certainly didn't mean for you to get your fingers on it.
Dar unde știi tu?
I don't want to hear any more about it. First you start with fairy tales about dragons, and then this. Incredible.
Hai, fie. Zi regulile orașului.
All right. Explain the rules of the city to me.
First, the Honorable Paladin Lord Hagen resides in the upper quarter, along with his troops. That is why access to the upper quarter is allowed only to honorable citizens. Second, the town hall in the upper quarter is now the command post of the paladins. Only the paladins themselves and members of the militia have access to it. And third, whoever is accused of a crime must exonerate himself with the commander of the militia. Any questions?
That's the first I've heard of it.
Cu ce încep?
How do I become a citizen of the town?
Only those with regular jobs will be considered citizens of the town. But don't think that you'll be admitted to Lord Hagen just because you're a citizen of the town. As a citizen, you have access to the upper quarter, nothing more. Only as a member of the militia will you have access to the town hall.
Access la to the town hall. Primăria, mă, băieții, cu traducere.
Where can I find work?
You'll have to apply as an apprentice to one of the masters here in the lower part of the city. As soon as a master accepts you, you are a citizen of the town. However, the other masters must agree to it. That's the custom here in Corinthus. If you were thinking about looking for work in the harbor district, forget it. The scum of the city live there. Don't even go there. You would regret it.
I'm not touching that.
How do I get to the upper quarter?
Say, are you listening to me at all? You're not a citizen of this town. You can save yourself the trip. The guards won't let you in. The entire area behind the inner gate is off limits to you.
Can't believe that.
How do I get accepted into the militia?
By express command of Lord Hagen, only citizens of the town will be admitted into the militia.
I see.
If you want to know more, speak to Lord Andre in the barracks.
I'm like this forever.
What do I have to do to get armor like yours?
What? You aren't even a member of the militia. You're not even a citizen. How can you even think of being allowed to wear the armor of a paladin? Only a few militia soldiers, those who have performed extraordinary deeds, have been granted that honor so far. If you want to be a paladin, you have a long road ahead of you, my boy.
Am văzut așa ceva.
You didn't get that from me.
Where can I find the commander of the city guard?
Lord Andre can be found in the barracks at the other end of the city.
Te pot petrece noaptea.
Where can I spend the night here?
If you're looking for a place to sleep, go to the hotel directly across from the barracks. The paladins pay for the lodging of all travelers who come to the city. The traveling traders from the marketplace are also lodged there.
So why won't they listen to me?
Fii, hai, gata, m-am săturat de discursul tău.
If I hear one more time that you are telling people here about dragons, you will be in big trouble. Do I make myself clear?
Gata, buzele mele fermoar sunt.
Enough trouble as it is.
Deci ăsta zicea să mergem la Lordul Andre, care e la cazarmă. Hai să mergem la Lordul Andre să vedem ce are de spus. Dar până atunci uite-l pe Vatra să-i dau scrisoarea lui Cavalor. Salut!
Adanas be with you.
Și
Who are you?
I am Vatras, a servant of Adanas, the guardian of the divine and earthly equilibrium. What can I do for you?
Here,
o
I've
scrisoare.
got a letter for you.
For me? Indeed. This is an important message you're bringing me. I wonder how you got hold of this letter.
De la tovarășul Cavalor.
I got it from Cavalorn, the hunter.
Cavalorn? Where is he?
He told me to tell you he couldn't make it and is headed for the meeting point. Whatever he meant by that.
I see that you have gained Cavalorn's trust. That speaks in your favor.
Mișto. Am o
I've
tăbliță
got this
aici.
stone tablet. Can you tell me more about it?
Those are artifacts from the old culture, which we have been investigating for some time. There are several kinds of them. Some contain information about the history of the ancient people, and that is the kind I am interested in. Bring me all of those that you can find. I shall give you an appropriate reward.
I've got another stone tablet for you.
Great! Here, take a few potions as a reward.
O
I
să mă
want to
alătur și
join the
inelului,
ring of
că
water.
ca o armură mișto.
You do? Well, that means you have already fulfilled the first requirement.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, there must be someone among us to trust you. Otherwise, you wouldn't even know about it. But I know nothing about you at all.
What do you want to know?
Well, you could tell me where you come from and why you have come to the city.
I carry an important message for the leader of the Paladins.
What is this message?
Că pizza s-a ieftinit cu 50%.
A large army is gathering as we talk, led by dragons and determined to conquer the country.
Dragons? You speak of beings which until now have only been mentioned in legends. How do you know this?
Deși ăsta mi-a zis să nu zic de el, trebuie.
Zardas, the magician, told me. He sent me to warn the Paladins.
The necromancer. So he lives, and he sent you. Who are you really?
Am fost condamnat.
I'm a former convict from the penal colony of Corinus.
Good. Let us summarize. You are a former prisoner who has been told by Zardas, the necromancer, that dragons have come to conquer the country. And you have come to report this to the Paladins. That all sounds rather fantastic, but I cannot perceive that you are lying to me. Therefore, I must assume that your motives are honorable. I want to give you a chance to join the Ring of Water.
Ce trebuie să fac ca să mă alătur inelului?
What must I do in order to join the ring?
Know that you take on great responsibility by joining the ring. I do not let just anyone join who comes to us fast.
când vorbește
If you
ăsta.
want to join the ring, you will have to
Responsabilitatea.
prove that you act like one of us.
And that means...
Before we let a young man join our ranks, he must have done a great deed for the ring. Only then can I begin to consider letting you help preserve the balance of forces on this island.
Ești nebun la capul. L-am bătut pe
I
Slipper.
have vanquished the sleeper. Isn't that a great enough deed?
My ears hear many a tale these days, including the story about the banning of the beast called the Sleeper. I have not heard that this was achieved by a single man, although your eyes tell me that you are convinced you did this. That confuses me slightly. but I cannot be sure that my senses might not deceive me sometimes.
I have freed many people. The barrier is gone.
Even if you can really claim responsibility for that, the great event in the Valley of Mines has not only set free the water mages and other upright citizens. All the criminals of the entire country are roaming Corinus these days, harassing the population. The bandits have already taken over large areas of land outside the city. It has become all but impossible to leave the town and return unharmed.
Așa e.
So what would be an appropriate deed that might convince you?
Corinus is facing a great enigma these days. The number of people missing from the town seems to increase almost daily. If you can explain to me what happened to them, you shall have your place within the ring of water. However,
Yes?
you should take your message to the paladins first. I consider it a matter of utmost importance. Talk to Lord Hagen.
Gata, s-a făcut. Dar ăsta nu vrea
But
să
Lord
vorbească cu
Hagen
mine.
is not going to receive me.
Yes, he
Ajută-mă
will,
și tu
no
cu
doubt
ceva.
about it, provided you become a member of a powerful community first. The ring has far-reaching connections. We shall assist you in conveying your message as soon as possible. You should talk about this to Laris, whom I trust. He will help you.
Voi face asta.
I shall do that.
Ce mai e pe aici? Donație. Ceva despre magie. Spunem despre zei. Mă poți vindeca.
Wait, if you see Laris, give him this ornament and tell him that it needs to be returned. He'll know what to do with it.
Și tu ai încredere în mine dintr-o dată, nu? Cred că dacă tot eram pe drum, am zis că vreau întâi să vorbesc cu Lordul Andrei.
Everybody knows by now. Don't tell
You still owe me a favor. It is
nu,
time to pay your debt.
Nu,
What do you want?
I want my old stall in the marketplace back. Sarah snatched it away from me,
L-a șterpelit.
but she has had that spot long enough. I want her to give up the stall.
And what's my part in this?
I will give you a letter to stick in her pocket. Then you go to Andre and tell him that Sarah is selling weapons to Onar. She lands in prison, you pocket the bounty, and I get the stall. You have 2 days to accomplish this.
Someone's got to do the work.
Fii,
All right, looks like I've got no choice.
You're a clever lad. Here is the letter.
You don't
How am I
say.
supposed to foist the letter on her?
Let her show you her wares, and while she does, you hide the letter on her. And bear in mind, I am an influential man in the city, so don't try to play me for a fool.
Really, how interesting.
I've got to go.
Suit yourself.
And he works on
hai
it,
să-i fac
too.
asta lui Sera, dacă tot mă duc la Andrei.
He can't keep anything to himself.
Bună.
How's business?
That's not what I heard.
When the paladins came, I first thought that it was a good business opportunity.
All day, too.
But they let Herod make their weapons, and neither Hakon nor I make even one gold piece off them. Moreover, the farmers no longer supply us with food, and all the prices have gone up.
I won't tell
It's
her.
only a small consolation that the paladins are paying my hotel bill.
These are bad times.
What's the problem with the farmers?
Typical.
They refuse to deliver their goods. Now that the ships no longer come in, the city depends entirely on the supplies provided by the farmers, of course. And Onar, the largest farmer, has hired mercenaries to protect his farm from the city guards. Otherwise, they'd simply snatch the goods for themselves. But the mercenaries don't just guard Onar's farm. They come as far as the small farms outside of town to intimidate the farmers. I saw them as I was passing Akil's
Who
farm.
says things like that?
I wouldn't like to be in his shoes now.
He simply talks too much.
Where will I find Akil's farm?
If you go out of the east gate here and follow the road to the right, you'll come to a stairway.
That's what I've always said.
It leads up to Akil's farm, but I wouldn't go there now.
Can't take care
The
of
mercenaries are
everything.
certainly still there.
Go away.
Arată
Show me
marfa.
your wares.
Everybody
Uite
knows
că
by
tot.
now.
Inelul
Can't
vieții.
take care of everything for
Săgeți. Hai că vreau să-ți iau săgeți, ca că mă fac carcaș. Bine, scrisoarea.
If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
Mesajul nu mai îmi trebuie. Scrisoarea lui Cantar.
And it's gonna get even worse. Who says things like that?
Și acum tai-o, mici. Să nu mă vadă asta, tai-o, tai-o.
You don't say.
Hai să vorbim cu Lordul Andrei.
Due to the general situation, the
Să vedem ce comentează el aici. Aici îl găsiți pe Lordul Andrei.
Inos be with you, stranger. What brings you to me?
Am venit să primesc
I've
recompensa
come to
pentru un
collect the
criminal.
bounty for a criminal.
Și aici aveți două opțiuni. Să-i spuneți că Sara încearcă să scape, Cantor încearcă să scape de Sara, dar în capitolul 2 sau 3 parcă să aveți parte de o surpriză neplăcută, nu mai vorbește niciun negustor cu voi și până nu plătiți o grămadă de bani lui Cantor, așa că vă sfătuiesc să-i... Dar dacă faceți asta, vă dă Sara o armă. Nu că ați avea nevoie, găsiți o grămadă.
Sarah is selling weapons to Onar.
Sarah? The weapons merchant in the marketplace? Do you have proof of that?
She has a letter in her pocket which details the delivery of arms to him.
She won't get away with that. I shall have her arrested.
Mersi de bani. Hai să vorbim.
I've got an important message for Lord Hagen.
Well, you stand before one of his men. What is this about?
The hosts of orcs are led by
I know that the armies of the orcs are growing ever stronger. You don't have to tell me that, is what you wish to report to Lord Hagen. He would tear your head from your shoulders if you wasted his time with such stories. And I'm sure that you're clever enough to know that for yourself. So, what is this really about?
It's about a sacred artifact, the Eye of Innos.
The Eye of Innos. I have never heard of it, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. If there truly is an artifact of this name, only the highest members of our order would know anything about it. In any case.
That's why I have to talk to Lord Hagen himself.
Lord Hagen receives only paladins, or those who are in the service to paladins. It is beneath his dignity to waste his time with members of the common folk.
About those missing people.
Just leave me alone with that. I've got other problems.
Ce probleme?
Why are you paladins in town?
The goals of our mission are secret. I can only tell you that there is no danger for the citizens of the town. You need not worry.
Nu vreau să intru în serviciu paladinilor, că sunteți jegoși. Mă duc totuși să fac o misiune. Măcar atât să fac. O misiune pentru un maestru. Unul din cei cât sunt 1, 2, 3, 5. Măcar una să fac acum. Și am ajuns iar la intrare și hai să intrăm la Mateu. Salut!
What can I do for you?
Ce vinzi?
What are you selling?
I can offer you everything you need to survive in the wild. Weapons, torches, provisions, even armor. I still have a special piece in stock. Double-hardened armor of snapper leather, still unused. Interested?
Aș lua. Dar nu acum.
What do you know about paladins?
Since these bastards have come to the city, I've had nothing but trouble. The last time I was headed for the upper end of town, the guards flat out stopped me and asked me what was my business there.
And?
Of course they let me in. I had my shop in the city when most of those pompous asses were still chasing pigs with wooden swords. And yesterday, the bastards came and confiscated half of my goods.
Opa.
The paladins seized your goods.
Everything I had stored in the backyard. They simply posted a guard in front of the entrance to the yard. If I'm lucky, they won't take everything. At least they might leave the armor here.
Aha, deci ai o armură acolo. Da, mă
Can you
poți
help
să
me get
ajuta să
into the
ajung
upper
în
quarter?
upper
What? What are you going to do there?
I've got an important message.
Well, well. Have you tried getting past the guards?
I don't see why I should even try.
You're probably right. I don't know how important your message is, and it's none of my business. But even if you told them that a ship full of orcs just anchored in the harbor, they'd send you away. Because they have their orders.
Găgăitule. Dar m-a ajuns sau nu?
So, can you help me get into the upper quarter?
It seems to be really important to you. The question is, how important is it to you?
What are you getting at?
I can help you. After all, I'm one of the most influential people here. But it'll cost you.
Yeah.
What are you asking for your help?
100 gold pieces.
Cam mult ești nebun.
That's a whole damn lot.
Take it easy. It isn't your gold I have in mind.
But...
In principle, it's my gold. Gritta, the carpenter's niece, hasn't paid what she owes me in ages. But the little brat is constantly running around in new clothes. That means she has the money. I'd like to beat it out of her. But Master Thorben, the carpenter, is also a very influential man. Get me the money and I'll help you.
Where can I find this Gritta?
Like I said, she's the carpenter's niece. His house is down the street, the last house on the right before the smithy.
How exactly can you help me?
Quite simple. I'll use my influence to see to it that one of the master craftsmen here takes you on as an apprentice. As such, you'll practically be a citizen of the city and can enter the upper quarter. Besides which, you'll earn something while you're at it.
Is there another way to get into the upper quarter?
Perhaps. If I think of anything, I'll let you know.
Tare. Hai să o rezolvăm pe grita asta, că până și pe vremea ăstora să dădea cu împrumut și nu se mai plătea. Aici o găsiți. Dar înainte de asta, trebuie să vorbim cu maestru ca să-i spunem că venim după nepoata sa.
Hey!
Salut!
Ah, fresh face. You're not from Corinus, are you? This is not a good time for travelers. Bandits everywhere, no work, and now the farmers have risen up too. What winds have blown you here?
Bășinile astea care le are în cap Zardas. Du-te, fă aia, fă aia. Am venit cu Grita, mă.
I've come about Gritta.
My niece? What's your business with her? This isn't about money, is it?
She owes 100 gold pieces to the merchant Matteo.
Tell me this isn't true. Ever since that little piece of work moved in with me, I've had nothing but trouble. She's in debt with practically every single merchant in town. I had to borrow 200 gold pieces from Lamar, the moneylender, just to settle her debts. And now this. Gritta should be in the house. Go ahead, ask her. But I tell you this, she doesn't have a single gold piece.
We shall see.
Yes, vedem. Ce are Grita aici?
What do you want, stranger? If you've come to beg, I must disappoint you. I am a poor widow. My name is Gritta. Ever since my husband died, I have been running the household for my uncle Thorben.
Matteo sent me. You still owe him some gold.
He wants his money? What for? The goods he delivered were flawed, bad fabric, and bad seams. And did you look at the colors? Those are not the colors I ordered. That's fraud, that is. Let me tell you, back when my husband was alive, he wouldn't have dared to do that. Oh, my poor husband.
Dacă ești proastă, hai dă banii, că nu mă
Cut it
interesează
out.
povești.
Where's the gold?
But I don't have the gold. I'm only a poor widow.
Dă banii sau te bat.
Then we'll simply sell a few of your togs. I'm sure you've still got a bunch of stuff in your closet.
How dare you?
Și
I'm
ponier.
out. All right, here,
Prostelăule.
See, that wasn't so hard.
And now will you please leave my house?
Deci, peciul ăsta nu vine să cred că nu l-am pus mai devreme, e genial. Prostelăule. Bă, vezi care a avut bani, asta.
Your niece had 100 gold pieces.
What? The brazen little serpent. That was my gold. She took it from my chest. Give it back to me. I have to pay off Lamar first. Mateo can get his money later.
Pare rău, amice. Nu.
No, Mateo will get his money back from me.
You're getting me into a real mess that way. Lamar is not terribly generous when it comes to debts. But at least you're planning to pay my niece's debts. I guess I ought to thank you for that.
Ia, chiar de
I'm
muncă ai
looking
și
for
tu?
work.
Do you know anything about carpentry?
The only thing I can make out of wood is a fire.
And what about locks?
Well...
I'm sorry, but I can't use you if you know nothing about my trade. And I have no money to pay for an apprentice.
Și dacă vreau să
What
învăț
if
de
I
la
want to
altul?
start an apprenticeship with one of the other masters here?
All right, I shall give you my approval. But you had better get yourself the blessing of the gods first. Say, are you a man of faith?
Cel mai.
Yes, a most humble servant, Master Thorben.
Then go to Vatras, the priest of Adanos, and have him give you his blessing. He will tell you where you can find a priest of Innos. You should get his blessing too. Once you have received the blessing of the gods, I shall vote for you.
Drăguț. Hai să-i dăm banii lui Mateo, să scăpăm de el. Uite-ți, mă, bucății.
Here's
Era
your
să o bat
100
pe aia.
gold pieces.
And? Did she cause any problems?
None to speak of.
Good. You've held up your part of the deal.
Ajută-mă.
Help me sign on as an apprentice with one of the masters.
Don't worry. I'll keep my part of the bargain. The other masters will only hear the best about you from me.
That's all just gossip.
Hai să o terminăm repede și cu Vatras. După care să încheiem episodul, că deja e foarte târziu. În episodul următor rămâne să-mi iau și o armură mai bună și să mai continui cu ucenicia, pentru că e destul de drăguț. Că era să o bat, de banii sau te bat. Binecuvântează-mă.
I'm asking your blessing.
Why should I give you my blessing, stranger?
I want to start an apprenticeship with one of the masters in the lower part of town.
Go with the blessing of Adanos, my son.
Mersi. Preot al lui
Where
Inos,
can I
unde
find a
găsesc?
priest of Innos?
The best thing would be to look around the marketplace. You will find an emissary of the monastery there.
Acum mă duc, acum. Hai să găsim un preoțel. Îmi place vocea lui ăsta, deci vocea lui ăsta preotului de la mănăstire e genial. Parcă să screme când vorbește. Ia uzi-l.
What can I do for you? Are you seeking spiritual comfort? Do you want to direct a prayer to our Lord Innos, or donate some gold for his church?
Am venit să ia câte o donație.
So, how much does a donation usually run to here?
Well, that depends on what percentage you want to give, son. Let me see how much you brought. You have more than 100 gold pieces. The Lord says give if you have. The church accepts your generous donation. I bless you in the name of Innos, for he is light and righteousness.
Și mai bine că dar mai vreau una.
I've come to get your blessing.
That's good. That's good. Then you will probably want to donate gold to the Holy Church of Innos, won't you?
Actually, I wanted your blessing so I can sign on as an apprentice in the lower part of town.
But I have already given you my blessing, my son. Go with Innos, my son.
Ăștia zici că sunt preoții aia care vezi la noi în România cu pancardele în mână. Cu donațiile pentru mănăstiri. Cercetorul ăsta din spate de aici. Hai să vorbim cu Torben, maestru Torben. Spunem că l-am rezolvat. Și pe el și pe nepoată sa. Era să o rezolv pe nepoată sa. Dacă nu dădea cașcaval. Maestre,
How about your approval, Master?
Has Vatras given you his blessing?
Yes.
And did you also get the blessing of a priest of Innos?
Yes, I did.
Then you shall have my blessing as well. No matter what path you decide to take pride in doing a good job, my boy.
Mersi, șefule. Și cu asta încheiem episodul, urmând ca, după cum am mai zis în episodul următor, să luăm o armură mai bună, chiar moca, dar cum să luați free, gratis, jordeles. Așa, după care să continuăm cu ucenicia, să vedem ce facem, cui ne alăturăm. Eu am zis că vreau să mă fac arcaș, să fiu cu arcul, să fiu pac, să scot așa arcul la ei și toată lumea să scoată sabia la mine. Și calm, mă dau în spate cât asigur vrea să dea. Nu da tare că mă doare șefule. Bine, atunci noi ne vedem în episodul următor. Salutări, la revedere!